You open your banking app one morning and a chunk of money's gone. Not stolen, not hacked, taken by HMRC, legally. Sounds like something out of a film, doesn't it? But it's very real and part of the wave of new powers HMRC is quietly rolling out between now and 2027. From your savings to your side hustle, even your crypto, HMRC's reach is about to get a lot longer. Hi, I'm Alifa, Chartered Financial Advisor here in the UK. And look, I'm not trying to scare you, but I am here to give you the facts because the rules around HMRC's powers are changing fast. Over the next couple of years, we're going to see a very different tax environment, one where HMRC has more access to your data and far fewer hurdles to take action or even reach into your bank account or wages. They're calling it efficiency. Most people I speak to just call it overreach. So in this video, we're going to look at what these new powers actually are, including how HMRC can take money directly from your bank, how your savings, side hustles, and even your online sales might start showing up on HMRC's radar automatically, and finally, what you can do right now to stay one step ahead without losing sleep or hiding all your money under the mattress. What's actually going on and why now? Well, as we all know, there's a massive hole in the public finances, and Rachel Reeves and the government are desperately trying to close it. And HMRC, they're one of the only departments that actually brings cash in. So when ministers talk about modernising tax collection, what they really mean is we need money and we're coming to get it. Their new powers are designed to close the tax gap, and that's the difference between what the government should collect in tax and what it actually brings in. Right now, that gap's estimated to be around 46.8 billion a year. That's money lost through everything from deliberate evasion to honest mistakes and messy record keeping. So the government is quietly upgrading the taxman. New powers, new data, new technology. So first off, let's talk about Connect. Connect is HMRC's data analysis engine, now supercharged with AI. Think of it like a giant, highly sophisticated surveillance system, but for your money, your assets, and your online life. It pulls billions of data points from all over. Banks, property registers, company's house, online marketplaces, credit agencies, the DVLA, council tax, social media, even flight manifests, and much, much more. That means your tax return is no longer just a standalone document. It's cross-checked against what the rest of the world sees about you. If your income, spending, property, or financial behaviour doesn't line up with your declarations, Connect flags you. In fact, HMRC now say they have over 55 billion items of taxpayer data in Connect. That gives them a level of insight we've never seen before. But, and this is the tension point, Connect doesn't always get it right. It can misinterpret patterns, make assumptions, or see legitimate anomalies as red flags. And flags can lead to a nudge letter and then a compliance check. So let's talk nudge letters next. These are standardised letters sent to groups of taxpayers based on data triggers rather than bespoke investigations. The purpose of this is to nudge recipients to review their tax affairs and voluntarily correct errors or omissions. HMRC uses them as a softer first step rather than opening a formal inquiry. They are not formal investigations. Receiving one doesn't automatically mean HMRC has found any wrongdoing, but it does mean your affairs have triggered some form of data signal. The letter does not state what is missing from the return, but it's supposedly designed to nudge the taxpayer to review and correct the return where necessary. Basically, they're a massive fishing expedition. Some of HMRC's recent nudge campaigns: delivery drivers or gig workers, online marketplace sellers, landlords, overseas income or gains, and persons with significant control. The letter generally gives 30 days to respond or take action, though sometimes you can request more time. But remember, just because you get one of these letters doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. So don't rush to contact HMRC. Get your data together, get your records straight, audit your last 3 or 4 years. If you can, get professional help or guidance to make sure you use the full scale of expenses or reliefs and then make any amendments to your returns. It's always better that you declare it before HMRC find it. Okay, let's talk about something that genuinely shocks most people when they first hear it. HMRC now has the legal power to take money directly from your bank account without needing a court order. It's called Direct Recovery of Debts, or DRD for short. Sounds unbelievable, but it's 100% real and as of September 2025, it's back after being paused during the pandemic. If HMRC believes you owe more than £1,000 in tax and you've ignored repeated letters, reminders and phone calls, they can issue a formal notice to your bank. They'll freeze the amount you owe across your accounts, then after 30 days take it directly and pay it into the Treasury. You don't need to give permission, you don't need to go to court, you don't even need to be home. It's one of the few government powers that allows money to be seized straight from your account legally. Now there are some safeguards in place. HMRC must leave at least £5,000 in your account after the money is taken, make face-to-face contact before using DRD, exclude anyone classified as vulnerable, and give you those 30 days to object or appeal before final recovery. So in theory, this isn't about raiding accounts randomly. It's supposed to target people who can afford to pay but just haven't. Here's how to stay out of the danger zone. Keep your contact details updated. If HMRC can't reach you, they'll assume you're ignoring them. Deal with letters immediately. Don't assume it's an error, pick up the phone. Dispute early, not late. If you think a tax bill's wrong, raise it before it becomes a debt. If you're struggling to pay, talk to them. HMRC will often agree to payment plans, but only if you engage first. And if you ever do get a DRD notice, don't go it alone. Get professional advice fast. Alright, so we've talked about HMRC being able to take money straight from your bank account. But what if I told you they can also take it directly from your pay packet? Yep, even if you've never missed a tax return in your life. From April 2027, all UK banks will link savings accounts to customers' national insurance numbers and will be legally required to submit this information to HMRC in real time. This means HMRC will automatically see your interest income and could tax it directly. So critics call it a step towards surveillance banking. HMRC, of course, say it will help customers get their tax right first time. But here's how it works. If HMRC thinks you've underpaid tax, maybe from savings interest, side income, or a small mistake on a past return, they don't always have to send a big scary bill. Instead, they just tweak your tax code. You might not even notice it at first, but your payslip changes, your take-home pay goes down, and somewhere buried in your HMRC account is a note saying, underpayment from previous year collected via PAYE. The system's called coding out, and it's perfectly legal. HMRC can collect underpaid tax this way as long as it's less than £3,000. Anything bigger than that, and you'll usually get a separate bill instead. The adjustment is spread out over the year, so rather than a one-off payment, your monthly net pay just drops slightly until the debt's cleared. For most people, that's around £200 to £300 a month, disappearing quietly into the background. Now, to be fair, this system isn't designed to punish anyone. It's supposed to make life easier by automatically balancing small underpayments. But the problem is, if HMRC's data is wrong, you have to spot it. Because once that new tax code kicks in, your employer will start deducting the tax automatically, even if it's a mistake. HMRC assumes their information is right until you prove otherwise. So let's take a step back for a second. What does all this actually mean for you, me, and everyone else trying to stay on top of their finances? Well, for one, it means the margin of error is shrinking fast. The days of, I'll sort that in next year's return, are gone. Whether you're running a side hustle, renting a spare room, or just have a few thousand in savings, HMRC systems can now see more of your financial life than ever before. And they're not waiting for you to mess up. They're looking for mismatches in real time. So the safest move, get proactive, review your finances, keep good records, and if you've got any doubts, fix them before HMRC comes asking. Because in this new world, the taxman doesn't need to knock on your door anymore. He's already in your data. Which brings me to the bit that actually gets people angry. While the tax net is tightening around little side incomes and savers, the headline-grabbing corporations that everyone knows about keep getting away with questionable tax arrangements. Big multinationals have repeatedly been subject of public outcry for paying disproportionately small amounts of tax in the UK relative to the profits that they report here. That contrast stings. Ordinary people get nudged, coded, and occasionally see cash quietly reclaimed from their wages, while huge firms are fighting tax bills in court or using complex international structures. What I want to know is, does this feel fair to you? Or just an easy way to squeeze ordinary taxpayers while the big boys lawyer up? Is this efficiency or simply intrusion? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.